So let's jump into refactor this custom crossword puzzle app that I'm building. Basically, this is just going to be a PDF generator of different games. The first one I'm starting with is a crossword puzzle game where you can create unique questions, have answers, and eventually we'll build in the blocks, the grid layout box. But for right now, I want to fix this design a little bit because uh, it's a little tough to maneuver, and the layout is important. So I want to keep the two column grid layout for desktop devices, but on mobile devices, what I ultimately want is, or the smaller view, I should say, is to have one platform with the title, the subtitle, instructions, total number of questions without the need to scroll. Right now, we have to scroll in order to see everything, and I want to have it all on a single layout so you don't have to worry about scrolling. You just have the content there and you can create and update and delete items from it without having to scroll up and down. So that's basically what I want to fix right now. Um, we have quite a bit done so far. We'll have the puzzle layout here. The title information is being displayed dynamically in quote unquote real time. And then based upon the amount of question and answers that we have, we'll see those entries listed here. So let's fix this layout first. All right, I'm just going to. So I do want to create this as height of screen, e.g. neutral 50. The text will make face content. And then next we'll set the maximum width of the screen. Screen, if we went maximum width of the screen to be 6XL. Perfect. All right, and I think now we can shift to the layout. We change this position pattern X to 2, only on the Y of 1. And should suffice. Excuse me. So next up we have the title and then the actual editor. So I think the title can be in its own div and then a H2 crossword puzzle generator. Puzzle, puzzle maker. What do we have? Stylus Hanson, fonts of medium, and we'll go text neutral 700. That works. And we can keep it consistent like that. And then now what I want to do is just have one big column where we'll be able to on small devices, and then on large devices we'll go to two columns. So let's go here. Um, puzzle editor. We'll go grid column one. Set the height to full, and let's just get the background color. All right. So we know we'll need to set this height to full, and then we'll set this height to full. Um, I don't want that overflow. And there, I like that better. And uh, what if we gave this some padding? What if we went margin lines? Okay, all right, that'll work. And then now on large devices, grid columns. Let's go I would rather go puzzle editor as a component. Editor, and then with preview. All right, sorry about that. Let's get back to it. So the technical difficulties. Come on, there we go, baby. All right. So this will be the platform that everything will reside on, and we can close that, close that. So we'll go the puzzle editor. We'll have a class name, uh, column. What is it? Column span one. So let's go column span one, and we'll go background violet. It's fine, and then we'll go background of so just to see something different. All right, so that's perfect. All right, now on small, by default, I want this hidden, and on large, I want you to see it. So perfect. Can we do this on media? I think you can actually do it on medium because this is larger than what. Let's do this. Medium. Um, and change this to medium. All right, so let's keep rolling. this layout will look like. So we'll need to add a side drawer on click handler of some sort so that on small devices or the small view there's a button that appears there. So it says puzzle editor. Why don't we go and preview that. So class name flex item center justify between with the floor. It's perfect. And then on um, so by default it'll be block, and then on medium devices we want it hidden. And what should happen is this we see this button on small, and when we open it and get to medium, it should be replaced with the preview column. Perfect. So if you're here, you can click the button, and what we want is the preview column or information to be displayed on screen. So that's what we want. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Mm, yeah. All right. I think that should cover it. So now let's jump back into Daisy UI. Let's see if we can find a side drawer. Just a drop down. I thought there was a menu that allowed for, or there's a checkbox option that I remember them having. I don't know if it's still the horizontal start menu responsive. Hmm, there should be one that has a. If not, we may just have to make our own, which is fine, but it just presents more code that's needed. which I guess ain't the end of the world either. So, yeah. Is it called side drawer? Here we go. There. And this is, and we can have the menu up here with that. So let's do that. Let's go. This is the preview button. Um, And then this will need to be a component that we can just shift in and have it take up the full screen. And it looks like we can change the width here. And then we'll just need to add a button to close it. Cool. So let's work on that now. This one here. Last name of drawer. And we'll add a input. That's the one. Drawer toggle. And then this is the label for the drawer content. So, let's see like that. All right. Preview puzzle. Preview puzzle. Change this color so we can see it. Let's remove this and this. And when you click this, I want that be too small. Yeah, part of my gripe was it was so much padding, it made it difficult to see what you were trying to do. And there was quite a bit more that was needed, and I didn't want to have to scroll when the actual PDF itself fits on one page. So it's got to be a way to reduce that padding so it's not so much, and we give a just an overall better experience. So that's the purpose of the refactor. Uh, Next, let's just make sure that let's get the entire drawer functionality. So with it, class name side drawer. Um, I don't think it necessarily matters. I think we can put it here. All right, it should be fine. Let's try that out and see. Because this is, let me see something. This is yeah, so it's all inside of the drawer. So I'm gonna come out of this label. It has an input, so maybe I should put this inside of a separate div just to be consistent. And it has a class name drawer content. That should take care of that. Um, all right, so this is the drawer content. We'll come out of this div and jump into this one and label it class name drawer DRAWER side. And this is the label to close it. This looks like. So then we see that it does take up the screen appropriately. So now we just need a way to close it on screen and to actually see it. So it distinguishes the size here. So what if we, yeah, what if we added our own div underneath the label? Um, preview, preview content. And we'll go class name here. And we'll make this the menu is what it has. We'll set the width of it to, I'll start with 80, but I'm gonna go a little bigger than that. And we'll give it a padding of 4. We'll set the background to white so we can see. Okay, so this is it. And if we click outside of it, it goes away. All right, so now let's set the height to full. What if we made this 80, 160? Oh no. Let's make it 100. Um, how about um, let's change that to 240 pixels. I'm struggling. So what if we made that 440? Or what if we make this 500? I think that works. And if you want to close it, you'll click here. Aha. So I think it would be better if we made this the view width instead. What if we went 85 view width? That way, regardless to the size of it, it remains at 85%. Ooh. And we can always come in and style this in a moment so that it remains fairly consistent. But I think this is what I envision for the side top. Well, in order to see the preview on a smaller device, that way she can make these on her smartphone if she needs to. All right, so next up, let's tweak the design a little bit. Um, all right, so that's your preview is there. Button to close this out, or is it just? Do any of these have a close button? No, no, it's okay. I'm not. That's I can add that later. The toggle it close. All right. So now I think it'll make the most sense to make the preview a component so that we can use that exact same component throughout the website. And of course, we'll just need it for the preview portion of the editor. Wait a minute, I should have seen this. Why didn't I see this? Column span one on medium we should see. Wait a minute. That's fine, but now the problem is we don't see that preview toggle as we should, or that preview column, we should say. Um, um, times two times one. That's the first column. This is the second column. Well, why are you acting up? Alright, height, screen, background neutral, dimensional width. Yep, that's unique to it. Um, so I think I need a way to. This isn't. No, this isn't it. Where are you? Mm, Still not showing up. Hmm. It's just working. So is I wonder if it's the I can't be the browser because if it's just working. Well, should I go large? Because it was just working fine. I'm not sure why it isn't working. Hmm. So that is this. That's this. This is our grid layout, which is it's very odd. Very, 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 very odd. We're gonna figure it out though. do I want to go about this? Because for some reason it's not showing up. It's not showing at all once we are on and this should be basic. This inside of this. I mean, I shouldn't have to declare grid because grid would distinguish what's inside the div. Just set the column and expand. And with the full name, that shouldn't matter either. Mm, well, I guess because it's automatically there, it's just, I don't know. I'm going to take the win and we're going to keep going with it. All right, so basically what we wanted to do was to only see one column on small devices, and on two, we can have the normal two column layout. For some reason, it typically would work by me distinguishing the column size, but going medium block is what got it done. So we're going to take the win and keep moving. All right, so now we can, what do we have next? The actual card itself by setting the section. I am going to go with this. And then the div with the card body, the title, and then the input. So inside of, add this div. Remove it. I didn't think this had anything to do with it, but you just never know. Um, this is the editor info. You should post this with a div with class border neutral 200. Wait a minute, let's set it like this for right now. Sure. Yep. Height of full. There we go. Let's I guess I could bring this down because this is just text, and this can be the title that'll be hidden. All right, so this should be fine. Inside of the editor, I think we just had a title. Yeah, we had the body of it, if you will, and then the H2, and then we begin the actual labels itself. So we'll go move this. So H2 puzzle uses it creator or editor. But if it's already here, I guess I don't need it there as well. So we could just begin with the actual text. So I have it inside of a card, and then the actual label and input. So let's get this. Type before we choose. Um, let's go BG. Um, let's go BG neutral maybe. Neutral 100. Here we go. And let's give this a little padding on the X of 4 and on the Y of 2. All right. So I think this first thing is the title. It has a label with a span of title, and then the input for the placeholder. So if we went label, the span, title, class, and label. Okay. And we can go now X is 0. And then it has the input. And I think this is where some of my gripe comes in, but let's see, because I could be wrong. Spot. Let's go input. Yeah, that might be too much. That's a little better. And then what placeholder did we have? And that goes the title. Yeah, that works. Right. It was a value of, I guess I could have looked at the thing, title type text. Next up, we have subtitle. Let's work on this preview first. I think I need to make this preview its own components, which is this section. Part body. This is where we'll see the dynamic information. So let's go. Hmm, Scroll components, cross, word, and do display one, match. Component, TSX. Basically, we put this. I want the preview component to come up there. So let's go. Perfect. All right, and we need to pass in some information into this. Let's see. Hmm, I think I'll need to do a little bit of interface props and all that good stuff in order to get this displaying and updating properly. I think that'll be the approach to go because what I could do is I could pass in these items, the title, the subtitle, and the instructions, excuse me. I could pass those in as props, and if it is updated, then we can display something. Otherwise, we won't display anything. I think that might be the most efficient approach with this, but I could be off. So what we'll do is we'll just give it a stab. We'll see what comes of it. If it works, great. If not, then we'll make some changes. So yeah, let's do that. So we'll come here and we'll need to bring in the types first, which are here. So we'll go 1 second. We'll go. So we'll just make this a reusable prop component so that we can use it in multiple spots on the application and not just in one section, because otherwise it would have been hard coded. We wouldn't have been able to do that. Okay, yeah, so let's do that now. So we'll bring in use client. I'll need to bring in the type or slash loop slash password slash type muzzle entry. All right, and then we'll just need to pass in the preview component props. We'll just need to make a distinguish the types. We'll go type preview component props. The title will be a string. Subtitle string. Instructions string. Question amount is going to be a number, and then the entries we're going to use the puzzle entry type and pass an empty array because it could be multiple entries. And then we'll need to pass in these inside of the component. Um, oh, title, subtitle, instructions, um, question amount, and entries. And all of this is the preview component props. There we go. All right. And so this shouldn't be very, very complicated. Um, let's just do this first. I know we'll need some standard style that can be reusable for the preview and for the actual column layout itself. So let's give this a class name with a height of full And let's go background Amber 200. And for right now, we'll go div, and I'll have one more div. This will have a H3. The H3 will contain either the title or custom crossword puzzle. All right. And then the title that we can pass to it is title will be title. Um, why are you still yelling at me, damn bud? No, it is not. Is it title? I don't think it's title. I think we had it named something else. Um, no, it should be title. Let me see. You're distracting me here. I know why, because we don't have, and I misspelled it there, but let's see. Testing new title with review on click. Yeah, so we see it listed there, so that's perfect. And if we expand it out, we see it listed there as well. Perfect. So let me see if I can clean this up a little bit so that so that the title and the height mirror each other and it is not looking a little wonky as it is right now. So is this the component or the page? I'm thinking I should put this in the page itself and not the component. So let's change this color to this. And we'll give this component the same where the title is located. So the title is here. So we did padding on the X of 4 and on the Y of 2. So what if we went 6 on the Y? Does that appear to be about the same height? And what if we remove this color? And for the preview, we would need to give the on click. That title is here. Let's give it some padding on the X of 4 and padding on the Y of 6. 8. Yeah, that works. All right, cool. So the whole purpose of this is to make this a lot easier to maneuver on mobile devices and just fix the design. And I initially started with using Daisy UI to help me with some things. That way I didn't have to worry about doing so much styling. Whew, a pregnant wife here, and boy, you put in an order, boy. It is it's an act of Congress. All right. Anyway, So so that is that, and that is that. It goes away on smaller devices, and we see it listed there. And we can always just click there to close the drawer. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. So we can pass. How did I have it here? Did I have anything special with it? No, I just had it in a border with a base color, some padding, and it just gave the text a little bit of a distinguished color or distinguished look. But that was it. So we can put a title. We can copy this. It's an H3 class name, title. Yeah, so that's the title. And I think, yeah, because it needed a little different style for. Um, Actually, why don't we go reading? Oh, this one. Um, And then now we need to bring in I think it is the subtitle next. I made the color neutral. Okay, it is already neutral. The next is the subtitle, and that was in a subtitle for empty string. Let's go subtitle. PDF game, printable PDF game, and do that here. There, printable PDF game. So there. Let's make that margin top 1. There we go. Okay, and that takes care of that. And next is the, I think, instructions, which we'll need to add back into the editor. But is it instructions? Yes, instructions next. So let's go ahead and add the title and then instruction field. I'm sorry, the title, then subtitle. So we have the title, the placeholder for the title, boom. Outside of that div, a new div with a label, a span, a subtitle. Let's do this. So, label. I think for this one, we can do. Um, let's see. This is. Why don't I just copy all of this? Class name of phone control. Cap of two inputs. Let's go. Input small. That should cover that. And actually, do I even need this? I don't. Let me just go. Um, let's just go phone control. Does it make sense to make this? Wow. Let's see. wonder if that's still too much padding. That should be okay. Um, but what I do want to take a look at is this. Let's just make this consistent. There. And that will work. Or should I put them next to each other for more room? Maybe I should do that. So what is this? This is here. This is here. What if I put all of this? And we're good. Mhm. Mm, yeah. And let's come back and hit this one. Yeah. Okay. I think this works. It doesn't take up so much space. Cool. Mm, so it's not. Oh, I need to add the let's go. Value, subtitle, type, text, on change, listen for the event. We are set subtitle, e dot target dot value. Mm, Um, okay, um, let's see who knows who the, let's see who should be the, what is it, a bridesmaid? Bridesmaid. So 800 here. That could be a large top. Let's go. Let's go. Small. Is there an extra small? There. Okay, I like that a little better. Let's see who knows who best and come out of it. All right, cool. So now we need to add, I think it's the instructions next. Let's remove this. Mm, Um, instructions next. And I have a text area. That's this one. Let me make sure I'm in the right spot with this so that it is. Alright. And if these are the instructions, that's the section for it. And this is basically what the instructions are. So let's go with class name, form, control, and a space on the Y of 2. Not margin top 2, margin top 2. There we go. Let's add a label. Label. Let's add instructions. And underneath it, we'll add a text area. Class name and text area. go lift the floor. I could. Bless you. Bless you. So outline one. All right. Sorry about that. That's the instructions. Now we just need to be able to see the instructions. And just to keep me honest with it, we just had it in a P tag. Which I guess instructions are optional. And I didn't have anything else with it there. Nope. All right, so we'll go P tag. For the instructions. No. Let's go instructions. Instructions. Um, mm, 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 mm. Um, let's see, this should be pretty straightforward. Mm, 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 mm. All right. Let's go back to the text editor, and in this we just need to put a placeholder I had enter any special instruction, and we'll give it a value of instructions and add the on change handler. This is for an event. This on set instructions. E dot target dot value. New instructions. All right, cool. And then what do we have for the preview? So the preview we didn't have much, I don't think. We just had, I don't need that much margin top. All right, this is where the instructions are. Crossword puzzle. There you can preview it here. Cool. All right, starting to come along pretty well, I would say. All right, so I think now after we've added that, we need the total questions. And it is outside of the div. And I know I'm going to probably do another refactor eventually, but for right now, the main thing I want to do is have enough space to be able to display and see all of the content that we need without so much scrolling and overflow and it just not functioning or being very functional, I should say. We can move the ship column, the puzzle maker, 3D puzzle. It is in puzzle editor, column span one. Mm, all right. I want let's see, preview puzzles there, puzzle editor. Let's go margin bottom. Yeah. It's better. You can click the button. Let's see what strokes. Alright, let's do the entry amount next. Let's do the label. And then a span with total questions. Let's see that listed there. And then underneath the label, we'll have a input, a type of number, a min of 3, a max of 4. Let's go value, question amount, and then on change, set, question amount. This is number. We got target. And total questions will start with 8, but you can always reduce them. You may make this a on-click pushable button to make it a little more interactive, but for right now, this will be fine. Total questions. Add that here. Some total questions there. And then we'll just add the question amount, pass that into the components. Question amount, question amount, and go here, question amount. All right, so we see that is 8. Let's just test this out. Change it. Oh, let's go 12. Cool. All right, that works. So I think now we just need to add in the rest of the features. right, so let's go ahead and go back to uh, the class name of label. There's a grid margin top of 1. Yeah, that's fine. Total questions. Set the question amount. So now puzzle entries is next. We can go. How do we want to do this? That's there. I think this one is. Okay, so we just need to come under this. Okay, cool. So this is where we'll enter the different puzzle entries based upon what questions or what entry we want to have. Um, all right. Let's do these entries. Let's do preview. Puzzle entries should be from here all the way to here. All right. So we gotta keep scrolling back and forth. Oh wow, did I delete it? No, that's the preview. Dang, yeah. Total questions, puzzle entries. Here we go. Just put it in here like this. All right. So we've got the class name. Margin top of 2. And Let's add a H3 of puzzle entries. We'll go ahead and style this with class name text neutral 600 and set the font to medium. And we'll go leading 2.5. You see that there. All right. So now we just need to add that entry functionality. One second. All right, and let's go ahead and add those puzzle entries in. I think I may change what they look like, but basically we are just mapping over and displaying something for each entry. All right, so let's do that now. We'll go entries dot map each entry, grab the index, and group display a grid with a key of entry.id and a class name of rounded large, border neutral 200, and a pattern of 4. We'll have another div that will hold the row to either add or delete a button, or add or delete a entry, I should say. This will be flex, item centered, and justify between. This first button will be, we can just make it a plus mark. And then right under it, we have a second one for remove. We'll go button, minus sign, remove, there. All right, that's still a lot of padding. So let's drop that to 1 maybe? About 2. Margin top of 2. And how about we do a margin bottom of 3? There. That works. The most important piece of this is, let's give it, um, let's give it a class name and the ability to, um, actually, should we give it a class name? So it's two so far. You know what? I don't know if I like the way this is going either. I think I may change it. So, but let's just keep going for right now, just to see what it looks like. So, for the add button, we'll add the on click and handle add row. And for the minus, we'll go on click, handle, remove row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if it is 12, you can't see it. So maybe this could be an opportunity to add pagination. The entry ID. We'll just do this. Make it a little easier on ourselves. There. So maybe if it becomes more than 10 or 9, we can add pagination at the bottom. But this should be fine for now. Basically, just want to make sure that we didn't have content spilling all over the screen and it not being aesthetically easy to work with is very important. So cool, 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 cool. So now underneath those, we need a label. Let me just make sure I'm not going crazy. This is coming outside of that div and adding another div where we'll have the label of answer. Okay. span of answer. Input, and with the input of target that value, that's the on change. Input, a type of text. Value is entry dot answer. Entry dot answer. And it needs a placeholder. Make this, I think, enter answer. Okay. Item summary. Just space on the X of 2. Input small. Still feels like a lot of padding there. that's fine. That should be fine for now, I guess. I'm not a big fan of how it turned out, but I can always change it later. Make sure I add that. Oops. Mm, maybe. Mm, it's just an answer, and it's all this is wasted space. So maybe we go a three-column grid layout for it. Yeah, I want to do something different. All right, let's do that instead because I don't think I necessarily need to have that much space for these. I think if we did a grid layout, class name of grid and grid columns 3, a gap of 2. Now let's paste this in. Yeah, I mean, I think this works. I mean, and you just do it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 15. Yeah, I think that works. And if you go on a large device, it's a little easier to see, of course, but I mean, you still get the job done. So, what if we went and we'll move answer We have a clue section as well. I mean, we could put that here. All right. Let's do it there. All right, so that should work. So we push this. And where is it? Okay. Oh, it has to be inside of this because we may not want to give a clue for all of them. Hmm. So do I want to stick with it as this layout or change it? Let's see what makes the most sense.